in our lineage and our tradition, we have a specific meditation practice, and it's a mantra-based meditation. So nothing to do with japa, and where we have a guru mantra that either that our teacher gave us, and we give students that come through Yoga Hive. Blaine and I do. And so that mantra we use specifically just for our meditation. But when we're taking on a japa, or at least when I do it one of two ways. Sometimes the inspiration hits me like, I need to do japa right now. So I always have a mala with me. I always have one in my purse. I always have one in my backpack or in my car, or, it's like, it's using anything. Or like if you use essential oils, like if your essential oils are locked up in a box underneath your bed, you're never going to use them because they're in that box. You don't think to use them when you're in the moment when you need it. So same thing with my mala is I'll put it where I need it, and then I might be inspired like, oh my gosh, I need courage. Like I need to let go of my ego and literally it's like the idea of slicing your own head off. That's like what Kali brings, the ferocious like skull. This is like the elimination of the ego. So then I'll say, you can chant a Kali mantra just one round or 2 rounds, just to get you through that moment. So that's one way to look at japa. Like just, maybe you have this packet with you and you have a handful of different ones. Or the other way is like I was talking about with a sadhana. So the word sadhana, it means like a practice, and not just a routine, but a specific practice that you as the practitioner decide to take on for a certain amount of time for a certain reason. So a sadhana could be to do, like I was talking about, if your goal was, and I like big goals, because if you say like, I'm doing 29,000 rounds of this mantra, it sounds like a really big goal, and it is. But when you start dividing it out, like 5 rounds a day for 40 days, and I think that actually shoots you above and beyond 29,000. I haven't done the math in a while. But then you take on that specific sadhana for the 40 days and you hold yourself to that. And one of the powerful things, so in that way, I'll switch up the mantra. My sadhana is specifically for, like, I think a couple summers ago when I did that big japa, it was, I was using the Jupiter mantra, and the planet Jupiter is all about expansion, and very similar to Ganesha, if you're familiar with the elephant-headed god. He's all about, he removes the obstacles in our path, but also he's the one that puts the obstacles there. It's like the force that binds us and the force that sets us free are one and the same. So I was using specifically the Jupiter mantra for that one. So for me and for all of us with japa, you don't typically for a lifetime, you don't stick with the same mantra the way that you would do with a mantra-based meditation practice. Japa, you can mix and match. You might be with one for a while. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to do the Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra is a long mantra. It's often chanted to the rising sun. It's a very fiery mantra, and so it can bring out, it can help release negativity and aggression. So like when I chanted that one we went on this hike when I was in India my second time, and we were told to do the Gayatri japa practice for the hike. It was a silent hike, and all we were doing was Gayatri. And I remember not really having experience with with the mantra itself. I was so angry on this hike. And I mean, you're in the middle of India, you've taken like weeks off from work to do this amazing thing, and you find yourself in the woods on an incredible hike, just seething mad. And I remember getting back and being like, what is moving through me? What is going on? And I was chatting after we were allowed not to be silent after a while. So I was talking to some of my friends, and I was like, man, I really struggled with that. And we were just talking about Gayatri, and really that's what it can do. It brings up that solar fiery energy within us. And sometimes that comes out as aggression and anger. And for me, that's just typical how emotion runs through me. But one of the powerful things when you start working with a mantra more than 1,100 rounds. I don't think this is in the packet we gave you, but 1,100 rounds of a mantra, that's about 10 malas, is the minimum required to really feel the vibration of the mantra. Like when I say so hum, and if you repeat after me and just say it to yourself, so hum, I mean, you're like, okay, I just said a word and it means what it says in this packet, but you don't really connect to what it brings out within you. And that is why chanting a mantra for many, many rounds, like a great practice in one day, if you don't want to do it for 40 days or 21 days, if you just want to sit yourself down and do a little japa, do 10 rounds. And that'll at least give you a tip of the iceberg experience with a mantra. The mantras are Om, which you likely know. Like I've said, so hum. You can come back to this part of the recording, so you don't need to write them down if you don't want to. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. The Tara mantra is Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. So with that one, it's Om Tare. Like I can't roll my R's. Like I can't do that. But you can flip your tongue a little bit as you say it. Om Tare. Sounds like ta day, but it's with an R. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. The next one, Aham Prema. And Alak, just like it sounds. Naranjan, again, rolling your R. Naranjan is how you say it. American R. Naranjan. And like Blaine said, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This next one we say all the time at Sattva, our school in India. We say it at the end of every practice. Hari Om Tat Sat. Tat Sat. So the A's are not Tat Sat. Those of you from Wisconsin. Tat Sat. Nope. Tat Sat. Next one, Sat Chit Ananda. And then the last one, Hat Hat Har. Or Har. If you can roll your R's. If you'd like to stay for just a little quick closing meditation with your stones, we can do that now. You can either put it in your hands and just hold it in your lap, or you can put your hands over it if your hands are on a table. And let's just all sit tall and close our eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths just to settle and tune in. You might feel the texture of the beads in your hands. And then perhaps your intention, if you have one, it might surface in your mind, whether it's be myself, have courage, whatever your intention is for this mala, for this next chapter for you or someone you love. And just allow that intention to repeat just a few more times in your mind, as if you're infusing it into your beads. And let's all take a deep breath in together through your nose. Big breath in. Hold your breath at the top just for a moment. And then open your mouth, let it go. Let's close this evening with one round of Om together. If you've never chanted Om, you're welcome to just listen to the vibration, or we also welcome you to join in. As we chant Om, think about drawing the O from the feet, the Ah from the heart, and the when we get to the end of it. Feel that at the top of your head, that vibration. Let's do it one time together. Exhale everything out. Inhale through your nose. Breath breath in and breath out. Thank yourself in this moment for showing up, for being here. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your mala making with us.